guys, and welcome to the next episode of Minecraft Plum Labs. So between episodes, I've been a little bit smooth, including making the walls all nice and laboratory-like. So Plum Labs is actually starting to look like a lab again, guys, I'm very happy to say. One thing, though, I'm very keen to get my hands on is some sheep's wool, as if I'm honest, the one thing that I'm finding it very tedious about my base is to continue to go up and down the ladder to go up and down the basement. It's really tedious. And if I'm honest, I would like a much better system for doing that. And I think I have the answer to it. I really think I do. And it's using elevators from, you guessed, the elevator mod. It's a pretty neat mod. I believe it's part of Open Blocks for quite a while, but I'm not sure if either Open Blocks exists anymore in like the latest versions of Minecraft, or whether it was a removed feature or something. It's a separate mod now, though. Like the reasons why, like I said, I'm not entirely sure, but it is. So I think it's something we've got to live with. You know, it's not, you know, any inconvenience. I believe they work exactly the same as they ever did, where you basically just put them down and then you can shift in space to go up and down them. So I'm going to go back to my base real quick. And if I'm honest, I am umming and ahhing about what to do with the ceiling, because if I'm honest, I don't find the cobblestone roof to be that offensive. Now the walls are basically done, why are you complaining at me? Go away. Go away, skeleton. So I think now the walls and the flooring are done, I kind of, like I said, I don't find the cobblestone roof too offensive, you know. Let me know in the comments. Okay, the corners do need to be fixed. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, because like I said, I don't find the roof overly offensive, if I'm entirely honest with you guys. So I can happily live with the roof as it is. And I'm going to show you guys the convenience of these elevators though. So let me go down here and smash up all these ladders. And before I do that, I probably should have actually place the elevator down. So if I do this and stick you here, I believe I can now zoom. I can go straight up and down the floors now without any hassle whatsoever. Except if you're a derp and you decide that what you're actually going to do is completely derp out and do that. So can I now stick you there? Yes, I can. And get rid of that dirt. In fact, I'll place that dirt back where it was, just so it, you know. Are these? Please don't tell me these guys are out of range. I know there is a range on these guys. Why? Oh, that's the lava. Oh, derp. Guys, I looked again. I think I placed the wrong block that time. That's the lavatory block. It's not even the elevator block. Are you now going to work? Yes, there we go. So joking aside, elevator now very functional. I believe you were part of the floor, weren't you? You were that flooring block there. So I'm not. It's the upstairs which I think I'm mainly bothered about the aesthetics of. So I think this is, like I said, this is going to be the main reception of Plum Lab. So I want it to look the best. I've also chased in the wires. I've not used any facades. It now sort of sticks out the back, which I'm not, like I said, I'm not overly worried about. I said it's the inside of Plum Labs which I was the most worried about. When I say the inside, I mean like here the ground level, the bit that, you know, people are generally going to see. Well, I say people, you know what I mean. The outside is basically what I was going for. So can I now make some more of you? Yes, I can. And I can now use my exchanger to finish off the wall. Since, like I said, I don't want the walls to be incomplete, guys. It looks pretty silly with incomplete walls, I admit. So we will fix up you guys. And we'll fix up you. And yeah, this is what I mean with the forge now. So I've now got to sort of go around the forge like this to actually be able to have any access to it. Because I sealed it in with a cable. Not, you know, majorly a concern of mine, but it's there. So I'm also going to get myself a few more laboratory blocks. And if I'm honest, I'm always tempted to build some more rooms on this level actually, because at the minute all we have is the main sort of, like I said, the whole reception area, whatever you really want to call it. So it's not, you know, looking too overly laboratory-y at the minute. What I might do is move like this mob grinding system. I'm tempted to move this guy downstairs, since while I'm not overly offended by him sitting there, although they say that what I could do is technically move him into another room or something, or put him. I could even put him into a compact machine if I really wanted to. But I think it's kind of cool, like seeing mobs spawn and get killed in their drops, harvested. So I don't know. I think we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, so it's not quite letting us sleep. It's not quite nighttime yet, which is a little bit of a pain. Is it nighttime yet? Okay, guys, daytime. So I think what I intend to do is probably neaten down the basement a little bit, since okay, it's kind of cool, but if I'm honest, as much as like I said, I'm not overly bothered about this being like really crazily neat or anything. It is a massive mess of cables and wires and like the fluid ducts, and it's really, really not ideal in any way, shape or form anymore. Like, so we've got this system over here for the reserve power, which is like, you know, nowhere near this anymore. So I'm tempted to just completely run everything off here and just like not get rid of this system, but move it somewhere that's a little, you know, less conspicuous, I suppose. That's probably the thing I'm looking for, since at the minute it's all a massive mess of cables, and I don't know, I'm like I said, I'm not overly bothered about this looking amazing, but I want it to look a little bit better than it does, rather than just having like cables just, you know, running out everywhere. And like I said, if they're behind the scenes, I'm not so bothered about them. Like for example here, I could say run these cables behind the scenes and have them, if I have enough hardened cable, that is. Yep, I have enough cable, but I kind of like to run this guy behind the scenes like this. So if I run you there, per se, and you run like that, I'm not overly bothered about that, because if I say got some laboratory blocks, now I would need some chiseled blocks. So what could I say have down here that would work kind of well? It's other factory blocks, and I kind of want this to look a little bit more industrial and stuff. So there are factory blocks, which is kind of neat actually. There's some pretty neat ones. The main factory block, I believe, is... Are you the main factory block? What's like the main factory block that you craft? Ah, here we go. So it's iron and stone. And if I'm honest, you appear to get quite a lot of it from a single operation. So, you know, I'm going to stick half of it in you, the rest of it in you. And we'll hopefully get some smooth stone popping up. There it goes. So that's a lot of factory block, I must admit. I wasn't quite expecting us to get 32 per some iron and some stone. But I suppose given that it's a decorative blocker that requires iron, I suppose the mod maker wanted to be a little bit fairer with it, I suppose. So like I said, I want it to be kind of light and nice in here. I mean, I could even put some fans and stuff in here, so I could... Oh, I didn't mean to turn them all into fans. Didn't use too much durability on my chisel, but what sort of fans can we have? Can we not just get like normal fans? I know you can get like the malfunctioning ones, but I want it to be kind of a... So you can get fan off, fan fast. You know, I might just stick with the fast ones. Have they fixed the multi-blocks on these guys? Is there no... Can you get these guys to multi-block? I know, at least in previous versions, I saw these guys multi-blocking. They don't appear to be multi-blocking in the way that I was hoping they would. Maybe they've taken that functionality out since I know it was really broken, like depending on where you had it. So it's possible they've just completely removed the functionality. Should I have some... Yep, the malfunction ones don't multi-block, so I'm not sure which ones did actually multi-block. But either way, I say I'm not too worried about... Is it maybe this massive fan one? Is this the block that I'm looking for? Yeah, this is the one that I'm on about, and you can see why it's broken, because you have to place them in really specific areas. So for example, if I'd have my entire base one block lower, this massive fan thing would have worked, but given that I haven't, you're only really going to see that much of it, and it's a little bit of a pain. So it looks like that, and I can see, you think it'd look really cool, but given that they have to be placed really specifically, so I'd have to place it one block lower, I'm not going to stick with the massive fans. I thought it was the little ones that multi-block to produce it, but no, it's a completely separate block. So what I might do is get myself some of these quick fans, and I might, I don't know, just say dot them around the basement. But I think until then, I'm just going to keep my normal factory blocks, and I'm just going to decide on some flooring. So would this be okay for flooring? Let's see, so let's exchange this, and let's just see how this looks for flooring. If I'm honest, I'm kind of digging that, actually. That looks kind of neat. You know what? I think this is definitely going to be the flooring. Oh, that I've just completely did not mean to do that. I'm definitely going to need to make some more factory blocks. I believe I'll probably have quite a surplus of iron now, actually. So, which one was it? It was the floor plating, I believe it was. It's the hexagonal plating. Where is this hexagonal plating? I just had it a second over, and I've completely lost it again. Found it, guys. It's there. I just want to make sure I have enough of this. I think I may have gone a little bit overkill with it, but I suppose you can never have enough. I think once I put all my nice sort of flooring down, I'm then probably going to start working on other stuff. For example, working on making the system look a bit neater and not having like cables and stuff exposed. But I think once I get some nice flooring down, I believe flooring is going to definitely transform the base. This may have been better for walls rather than flooring, but you know what? I think I kind of dig it as flooring. It looks kind of neat. Air out of block? Whoa. We went through that a bit quicker than what I was expecting, actually. Oh, whoa. That just broke our chisel, at least. So, exchanger, exchange you. I'll just finish the exchange in here. And I must admit, guys, I completely dig that with the base, actually. So if I exchange that, there we go. So yeah, that is looking pretty cool. I mean, like I said, it's looking a bit more basementy. It's not quite so the feel I'm going for is upstairs it's meant to feel clean and crisp and, you know, white tiles and stuff. Downstairs, it's obviously a lot cool. It's obviously a lot more sort of industrial, sort of more basementy. Which, if I'm honest, I'm kind of liking. I'm really liking the look of this. I think I'm gonna stick with the whole factory block theme, just on the basis that it is pretty cool and it's pretty cheap as well. That's also a reason I'm gonna stick with it. It's cheaper than laboratory blocks in terms of you can make a lot of them quickly due to the fact you get half a stack. Walling. This is where I'm probably going to spend a lot of time figuring out a block for the walls. How does this kind of wall look? Ooh. I'm tempted to say this would also look pretty good upstairs. If I did it multi-blocks, I think it looks really cool, actually. So, you know what, let's... Ooh, that's going to be a bit of a pain, actually. Due to how it interacts like that, that's not really too helpful. But I suppose I can always use the comma. In fact, what I might use is the 1x1 mode. I just go around here with that, and then obviously use the 3x3 mode when necessary. So that's the wrong button again. So if I stick with you, I'm out of block again. Let's get some more of this block here. So it was the grinder block. So it looks pretty cool in my opinion. I think I will add some fans and stuff to sort of neaten the place up just a little bit later on down the line. I'm tempted to almost say get Corey to work actually at some point in here as well, actually, just to since I know he's good with like micro blocks and stuff. I know, like, say, if you guys have watched like the mega construction series we've got, I know he definitely did a lot of stuff with that, with like micro block and stuff that really did transform the base and made it look really, really cool. So I'm almost tempted to get him like on the game at some point. Like I'll also have to run it as a server. So how do you think that would sound, guys? To get like Corey or someone in here to go and do some stuff with micro blocks. So I'm thinking that would be really kind of cool. Like I said, I don't know what you guys think, but I definitely think that would be kind of cool. So that's the walling. I think besides the ceiling, like looking a bit cruddy and gross, that is looking pretty cool. I'm almost tempted to fill this in with diorite because I can always like use the exchanger on it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to diorite all this in. So if I stick some diorite across there, that chase the wires in, and that looks a hell of a lot nicer, I think. Got all this fancy walling and stuff now. I am really starting to dig this base, guys. I really, really am. A lot more than you guys probably think, actually. Are we used all of our iron? Oh no, it's just all sat in here, unpulverized again. Typical, typical, typical. So I'm also probably going to need to think of a material that would look good as a ceiling as well. Since I think as much as we have all this nice walling and flooring, the ceiling is also going to be, you know, part of our system. So can I... You're in 1x1 mode. Which I suppose is probably helpful actually, because we're getting all these sort of tight spots and stuff. So if I stick you in 1x1 mode... I'm almost starting to think we won't need like a better exchanger, just due to the fact that this one's working pretty well actually. We're not really, you know, screaming out for like, oh, I need, you know, a beefier exchanger. Let's see. So let's stick this around here. This item duct, I'm probably just going to chase this into the wall actually. Like now that I think about it, I could potentially just chase this into the wall. Like, this guy's got no filter on it, so it's not like I've got to worry about, you know, replacing his filter. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So first of all, to make this guy look a little bit neater, I'm going to stick this guy here. And stick him on there. And enable him. And... I see, I think for the most part, guys, that's pretty much the walling done. Like, I think I'm going to obviously neaten the piping up a little bit and stuff, since it's a little, you know, it's not the neatest thing in the world at the minute. I'm probably also going to replace these torches with some redstone lamps. But I think what I am going to do is, how much stone have I got? Well, I got a decent amount of stone. Not much actually, so you know, I'm going to stack, and the furnace is, that furnace is busy at least, so I'll just go and bother this furnace with it. So can we make some more factory blocks? So how much iron do we have? Half a stack. Not a bad amount. So if I now go and get some smooth stone, so we can get a couple of stacks of it at least. So let's see what sort of factory block would look good as on the ceiling. So I want something that's kind of milder for this thing. I don't want anything crazy. Slightly rusty plate, very rusty plate. So there's some like metal plates and stuff that look cool. Got some circuit boards, some metal boxes. Got some vents. I'm really kind of torn actually for what to go for. How would this look for ceiling? I'm not sure, but we can always give it a go. No, I do not like that at all. It looks a little bit nicer in the chisel menu, but now I've like got it out. Nah, that's not going to be our roof. I'm thinking maybe, how would this look? Roof? Does it multi-block? Because I think, given that everything else is multi-blocked, I kind of like the look of that actually. As much as it's a little bit darker than what I was necessarily going to go for, I'm thinking that looks kind of cool. So this exchanger is a little bit weird in its functionality. I'll give it that. So what I'm going to do is go and get some more of this ice on ice stuff. I don't know how much we'll need, but we can basically keep going until we run out, right? Okay, that's going to bug me like hell, I think, unless I fix that. So I've got some more wall blocks just in case I have any problems like that happening again. So how do I... There we go. It's a very fiddly exchanger, I must admit, given that it just does like a 3x3 row. I'm used to the ones that do like the squares sort of thing, rather than working like this. So I'm going to stick this guy into 1x1 mode. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and fix up the roof, guys, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I think the finishing touches are basically done, I want to say. So there you go, I think that's near enough the finishing touches for all the walling and the flooring and stuff. And if I'm honest, I think this basement has been completely transformed. Like, I was really concerned with how messy and gross it looked, but if I'm honest, I think I'm much happier. I think I'll almost say this would be good enough to almost consider sort of one of the laboratories once I, you know, sort of neaten up some of the pipe work and stuff. I think these things could probably do with being chased into the wall, maybe. That could probably make things look a little bit neater, rather than like this guy could probably be. I almost want to say like he's completely self-contained. He could almost probably be doing with like going over the wall and it's never seen the light of day again, because I don't think he really needs to. A power storage room. Okay, it's not the nicest looking room like in the entire basement, I must admit. Although what I might do actually is, while I'm here, it's just give him a little bit of pizzazz with that at least. I'm also probably going to give him a bit of roof as well. If I'm honest, I didn't think I'd like this roof necessarily. I think it multi-blocks really nicely. And you know, I'm kind of a fan of it actually. I think it really does, you know, kind of look really nice or whatever. As a roof block. It's kind of weird to like look at, but if I'm honest, I don't know, it just looks really kind of cool actually. I think it makes the whole lab look really, well, I'll say the lab, it's the basement. It just makes it look really, really cool, I think. So I think what I'm going to do is just sort of do the finishing touches real quick. Because I think we are getting fairly close to the wrapping up point. I think maybe just some sort of fans and stuff around the place. So maybe we have a fan there. Or maybe just sort of have them like every other block be a fan or something, I don't know. I'd say maybe that's a little bit too frequent. So maybe if I have them sort of spaced out, so have another fan there, maybe? Does that look cool? The corners maybe look a little bit weird. But I think so long as, like I said, I'm not one of those people that has to have everything completely symmetrical. So if I have a fan there, I think, you know, I think that looks kind of cool actually. Just for the sake of a little basement, you know, just to have all my maintenance stuff in. I'm kind of happy with the way this has turned out. It's turned out a lot nicer than I was expecting. A couple of things I am going to address. I believe, I completely forgot to do that. I meant to like chase this like that in with some factory blocks. I even had some spare actually as well, so I haven't done chasing this guy in, which hopefully should make the lab look a little bit more complete. I mean, there are still like flux ducts like exposed everywhere, which like all this really could do with being tidied up. Like I'll admit. But this is probably going to be another area. I think what I can do is get myself some nice doors put in. I don't want to use iron doors. I'd ideally like sort of the laboratory doors, but I don't really have anything that's overly kind of laboratory-y. That maybe makes sense. And I believe some pressure plates. Maybe be kind of cool. So the pressure plates, I think I'm going to have a pressure plate here and a pressure plate there for the door. And I'm tempted to say, this part of the lab around here, I'm tempted to say put a door here. Since this is the lab that's a bit messier and it's, you know, not quite as nice, and what I could potentially do is seal it in just a little bit. I mean, there's a bit of a hole in the wall which needs to be addressed really. But you know what, guys? I'm kind of happy with that. There's just one more touch I think I'm going to do just before I wrap up the episode. And that is to get some redstone lamps in here. I think it looks kind of cool. It's glowstone, isn't it? Derp. I could potentially just use glowstone, but I think I prefer the way lamps actually look. And the good thing is with these lamps is they can be very easily chased into the ceiling. So if I say go for a lamp here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for lever on lamp, and then if I do the same with this corner, so if I treat, it's annoying because I don't really know what to sort of treat as the corner. I think that's probably going to be the corner block. Let's go for that. And then if I place this guy here, I'm not really doing anything specific. I'm just sort of picking. I want them to line up, but I'm not, you know, going to pick. Well, I've picked that specific interval now, so that was a 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Is that? No, that's incorrect actually. Whoa! Almost ended up with unsymmetrical lamps there. That would not have been fun. So you need to patch that up there. And then hopefully this one, maybe? Lever on. Redstone lamp. I don't know what happened there. And you know what, guys? I think that is basically the wrapping up point for the episode, guys. We've run over just a little bit. We're running up to the 25-minute mark for the episode. But you know what? I am pretty happy with the way this episode's gone, actually. I think we are... Okay, we are completely full on rubber again, which is absolutely no surprise. I'm going to stick you guys in here. And I'm going to go and smelt this guy up. But if I'm honest, I think now that that's all, you know, kind of chased in and that's sort of its own section out the back where all the, you know, flux ducts are. So this bit of the lab, I admit, this is still a bit of a mess. But it's a lot more organised than what it was. It's looking a lot nicer. And if I'm honest, I think what I'll do, as much as the episode has run on for just a little bit, I am going to kind of go through the lab now. So this is the main reception to the lab. I know you guys are probably familiar with this if you've stuck with this from day one, but if you haven't really stuck with the episode's structure and you've kind of gone through a little bit, I'll just give you a bit of a whistle-stop tour, basically. So you've obviously got the lights in here, which obviously, just have the levers on the side to turn them on and off. We've got the crafting thing, which I integrated into the wall between episodes. If I go down here now, this is all working fine now. So we've got this guy that obviously leads you into the little room here. So I could probably... I'm tempted to now say we don't need these torches anymore. Given that we've now got redstone lamps everywhere, the torches are a bit of a redundancy. But if I'm honest, I'll probably stick one in here. Just for the fact that it is, just that little room, and I can't really be bothered to stick a lamp in there. Given that it's behind like a closed door anyway, it's not too much of an issue. I mean, you can still see in there. So, although one thing I believe is probably going to bother me, and it's probably going to bother some of you guys as well, and you guys have probably figured out what that thing is. Did I accidentally put torches in my system? Yes, I did. And it's the fact that I haven't really finished the walling in that room. Did I complete the ceiling? I didn't even complete the ceiling. I thought I could probably live without, like, fixing this room up, but you know what? I decided there's no point having the rest of my basement looking all nice and having this little crappy room here that you can, see fairly well through the doors. There's no point having it sit there all rubbish, looking, all cruddy, while we have a nice setup going on out there. I think the water pool, I'll leave it at that. So that's, the reactor maintenance room's looking pretty nice now, actually. And, I think that sort of all the systems are basically, they look like they're integrated into the wall now, which, if I'm honest, is the look I was kind of going for anyway. That's the look I basically wanted, with all this stuff. Like, as much as this isn't integrated into the wall, if I'm honest, I'm kind of not overly offended by that. By the fact that they're not, like, integrated into the wall. I could probably do with integrating, they probably could do with being integrated into the wall, but for argument's sake, I'm not overly bothered about it. I mean, this is probably a bit of a weak point, the fact that you can see, directly into there. Although I believe we have, how much power do we actually have? I think we're basically full on the capacitor bank, and we're still basically, chewing through the excess power that we had in here. So, I might just fire the quarry up just for a second, just to give us a bit of a, bonus jump in resources. But yeah, I think, like I said, we're well past the wrapping up point here. We're going up to the 28 minute mark here. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and stay tuned to next episode, because I think next episode we're probably going to do a bit more building upstairs and get a bit more functionality put into Plum Labs. So thank you for watching. I've been Pated Plum. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye from Pated Plum.
Built an empire.